Hi, Gareth here, and I've got some very strange lighting here. It makes my eyes look really light blue, but anyway, no matter. So I'm just going to talk about a painting project that I've just finished, which is basically this one. So this is a beautiful place called Ubuyama in Oita Prefecture, Japan. So I live in Oita Prefecture, Japan. And I went here a few years ago and it was a beautiful scene, and later I did a painting from a photograph. And so I did this a year or two ago, and it's not really good enough, I feel, to frame and show and sell, but there's something about it that I think is worth keeping. So I didn't throw this one away, and I've tried to improve it by doing it again. But one of the things where I was chicken, I have to own up to when I'm being a bit of a coward, is I didn't do these blue clouds. Now, I know clouds are never really this blue, but I find them kind of interesting. And I think at some point I should try to do them again like that, such blue clouds, because although it's not real, it's interesting. And I think it's worth exploring that in the future. So I'm just mentioning that because hopefully I'll watch this video as well in the future, and it's like a record to remind me. But anyway, I'll show you what I did in a minute, and this is going to be like a good, a bad, an ugly, and hopefully a little bit divine moments in trying to paint this picture again. Yeah, divine. We try. Well, I try. So these are some of the photos I had. They're not so amazing, are they? But the sky was beautiful. The camera didn't really catch it, and then the printer wasn't too bad. But yeah, and here's another one. I used that kind of cloud formation and that sky, that sunny sky together. And then here's a cow. I didn't actually use that particular cow model in the final painting. And here's just another one. I quite like that fence post, and I might do one with that in the future. I mean, I know it's not traditional, it's that barbed wire job, but it's kind of interesting, and one day I might try and incorporate that in the painting. So here we go, guys. This is the first one. That really failed, right? I mean, why did it fail though? Yeah, there's not enough lightness in the sky, I think. The sky's too heavy. Then this blue mountain in the distance is just too blue. I mean, that is just so blue. It's not a faint, faded blue. You know, if you compare it to this, it's too blue. And then that mountain nearer to us, it's a bit too purplish. So I should have made it maybe a bit grayer by adding some kind of brown or yellow. So I think that's the main reason. So this gets thrown away, thank goodness. That's one of my Frankenstein paintings. And here's another one that failed. The clouds just doesn't work, does it? The sky, sorry. It's a bit, I don't know how to say it. I like the way these clouds fall down like this, but overall it just doesn't work. And this grass area, it's just too dark, isn't it? It needs to be a bit lighter, and it's a bit fussy. So no, definitely not. Scrap paper. Yeah, don't throw your failed paintings away. At first, use them for practicing upon and practicing techniques and stuff. Now we got a bit better. Don't laugh at my cow. Oh my goodness, I was so embarrassed. But I'm just going to show it, guys. I'm going to show everything. I don't like calling you guys, but I don't know what else to call you. Guys to me always feels like men, whatever. And people doesn't seem like, seems impersonal. But you people, oh no, it still sounds impersonal, but friends, hopefully you're friends. Um, the sky is interesting, but it's too faint. But it is nice. The mountain in the distance is lovely. Those trees are good. Even this green is not too bad actually. But the sky is too faint. Maybe it needs to be lighter. If it was lighter and glowing more, that would be maybe brilliant. I'm trying to imagine that. But the cow just kills it. I mean, look at that. I mean, it looks like one of those things that you shoot at in a rifle range, doesn't it? Got it. It's too big. It needs to be a bit smaller. And of course I could have improved it, but I think once I painted it, I just realized it's too big. It's just too big. And instead of us going into the painting, that cow just stops us. So that will be thrown away. Well, no, I'll paint on the back. So that can be reused. Okay, then the next one. Now, a lighter sky. The whole thing is lighter, right? It's just lighter. Yeah. So maybe because most of it was like yellow ochre. I didn't, in these skies, maybe I went crazy with red or orange. But here it's more yellow ochre, so that was much better. So it is lighter. I found with this blue area, one mistake I made is I covered the whole thing in yellow ochre, and then when I put the blue, cerulean blue, on top, it mixed with the yellow ochre and went dirty. Of course, right? So the idea is to wet it all, but then here to leave a white, pure white paper and put the blue directly on there, and then it's a beautiful blue, which you have when you look at the sky, right? So that's not bad. It's still not quite there, but it's much better than the previous ones. The mountains are okay. This gap here looks a bit strange, and it looks like two separate paintings almost. And this greenery is quite nice. I find this interesting, this textural effect. That's done by splattering. I quite like that one. And then it starts to get much better. Now I love this sky. It is a bit over the top, isn't it? And there's no blue area, which I think would help. It would look better. But I think this is a beautiful sky. I'm really happy with it. It's over the top, but I love it. And yeah, just really like the sky. It's glowing, but it's dramatic because of these dark, strong clouds. It's nice. But there's lots of glow and lightness there. And then here, this is supposed to be in shadow, and that looks good. That looks very convincing, and this is nice. Maybe a bit overdone, and the cow, the model of the whole painting, looks lovely. Yes. So I'm quite happy with that. That worked. I'll keep that one. And then it got even better. I added some blue, and I think that's better. I think the blue is better, but I still like that one. It's a bit weirdy. I like to do weird because people often say my paintings look like a photograph, and so it feels like all the effort I put into it, like the design and thinking about it, doesn't matter because it's just like a photograph. Although they are impressed, I think. But anyway, this works better, even better, I think. That mountain is beautiful. It's just soft. It really feels like it's in the distance. I like this white lighting here done by using a tissue. I love these clouds here and these. They just kind of really disappear, or not disappear, but they're so soft and beautiful. Yeah, I'm really happy with that. And this is fine. I'm happy with that. Could be maybe a touch darker, but I'm still happy with it. I think this is better, this green area, because it's not so fussy, and I like this splatter technique at the front where the water just runs down, and I like that textural effect. And the cow's pretty good. Yeah, I'm really happy with that one. Okay, I convinced myself. And here's a bigger version, and I'm happy with this too. Maybe the sky isn't quite as good as the previous one. the bigger you get, the more difficult it generally is. Maybe this sky's better. Yeah. But I'm still happy with the sky. I still think it's pretty good. Around the sun, a little bit, you know, maybe I could get some tissue and get rid of that red rim mark, but it's not too bad. The mountain is beautiful. This is nice. I really love the textural effect here. That worked well. The cow's passable. The head might be a little too big, but I like it. It's got a real lovely feeling to it, I think. So I'm so happy with that one. And then I got the courage to go really big. Here we go. Look at this one. Ta-da! So for the last few years, I've lost my courage, honestly, in painting. Well, what I mean is I haven't been super adventurous. I haven't painted big for a long time. Just small, and it can happen, you know, as an artist, because I don't feel like I've been as successful as I should have been. And that kind of, it can get to you psychologically after a while. So, and you lose your kind of confidence. Yeah. So, but I've decided to do big paintings. I've got the paper anyway, so why not? And also, it's difficult. It's much more difficult than painting a small picture. But for some reason, the first one I did, it worked pretty well. So I'm really happy with the sky. The sun looks quite small, doesn't it? But I think it works. The mountains are good. I went over them one more time with pure water to soften them. I was worried that I might ruin it. And I used a bit of tissue, but you have to be very careful when you do that. You apply the tissue very gradually at first around the edges, and then you see what happens, and then gradually as it begins to dry out, you become a little bit more firmer with the tissue, and you can really soften the mountains. And I'm quite happy with the grass. Maybe this is a bit fussy, and this too. I did some scratching out with my fingernail for this grass, and I think it doesn't really need it. I like the way it is in the smaller ones, the more abstract look, rather than this more authentic look. I like the abstract look, which I'll just show you one more time. So I hope this isn't too much of a ramble, guys. Friends. Okay, I like that. I know it's not maybe realistic, but I don't always want to be realistic. I do want to add elements of abstraction into the painting, and sometimes they work. You know, you can bend things a bit and push it a bit, but I'm still happy with it. And it's got a feeling. You know, when I look at it, I can feel something good. It's like got drama, but it's also peaceful. So yeah. But I know I'll come back to this painting and paint it again, and maybe next time I might try and do those really deep blue clouds, and I might even not do it so green but make it darker, because I tend to be a bit like that. At least the ground, make it more grayer, darker and more dramatic. I think that could be interesting. So I hope you enjoyed that. And now I'm excited because after this video I can move on to my next painting, and I should show you what that is. I will do that in future videos. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a like, and please comment, but positive stuff, please. And if you're an artist, I just want to say happy painting, enjoy it, experiment and love it, and just don't let the mistakes bother you, because it's all part of the process and you can learn from them. You can really learn from the mistakes. And just what I'm trying to say is, like, for example, this splatter technique, that's kind of a mistake, but you can turn mistakes into techniques, and that's when you really get on fire. And if you're like you know, someone who likes paintings, then I hope you enjoyed this and found it interesting. If there's something you want me to add more, like about the place or something like that, then let me know in the comments, okay? Because this is a real hit and miss guest kind of thing for me. And at the end of the day, if nobody comes, at least it's a record for me of what I'm doing. So I'm not completely wasting my time here. Okay, thank you. Have a lovely day and bye for now. Bye.